everybody, I'm Debbie Reynolds with Rocky Mountain Lodge. We are running about 15-20 minutes late. I could not find the go live button on my iPhone to film this, so I eventually had to switch to my iPad. But I'm glad you could join us. Thanks for hanging in there today. We are excited to get ready for 4th of July here, which is in just a few days. Today I'm going to show you how to make 3 different stuffed burgers for 4th of July, and I said on the page that there'd be 2, but we have a bonus one today, and so I'll tell you about those in a few minutes. The first one we're going to do is our Feta stuffed burgers, and you can find that recipe in our cookbook, RockyMountainLodge.com. Actually, Rocky Mountain Lodge and Cabin's More Favorite Recipes. You can find this on our website, RockyMountainLodge.com, and click on the gift shop tab, and you can purchase this cookbook. And right now we're running a half-off special, so you can get this cookbook for $10. There's 500 recipes in here. You won't be disappointed, I guarantee it. Otherwise, click on the recipes tab, and you can find the recipe for our Feta stuffed burgers on our website. All right, and so what we're going to do, we're going to get started on 3 different burgers. We're going to make Feta stuffed burgers, we're going to make mushroom Swiss burgers, and then we're going to make bacon cheddar burgers. And so we'll show you all about these, and then we're going to toast some buns. So what I have here is I have 2 pounds of ground beef. You want to use 80-20% ground beef, so it's 80% meat and 80% lean and 20% fat. You want that extra fat when you're grilling, otherwise they're going to be dry. So, and then I've just seasoned these with some salt, pepper, and Monterey steak seasoning. My husband likes them pretty simple, just plain salt and pepper, but I like that extra seasoning. So for our Feta stuffed burgers, we're going to use some feta cheese crumbles, which we have right here, some artichoke hearts, and some sun-dried tomatoes. So we're going to stuff these burgers. So all of these are going to use the same procedure to stuff our burgers. So I just have this cookie scoop. It's a really large scoop here. It's bigger than what I use for my cookie scoops. And I'm just going to take and flatten out a scoop of meat for each burger. And then I'm just going to make this into a ball and flatten this out. I like to just cover my plate here with some saran wrap so it doesn't stick. And I'm going to make these pretty thin because we're going to have 2 layers and they're going to have filling, so they'll still be pretty thick. So we're going to make these pretty thin. And now I'll get another one. We're going to do a total of 6 of these. So we'll have one for 2 patties for each burger. A bottom patty and a top patty, and then our filling will go in the middle. You can put anything you like in the patties. I just started doing some stuffed ones on occasion several years ago, and started with mushroom and Swiss, I think, and then got to this was just some experiments here with the feta, artichoke hearts, and sun-dried tomatoes. They make a pretty good combination there. And then who doesn't like bacon, right? Everybody loves bacon. So I already cooked this bacon nice and crispy. You can see that right here. It's nice and crispy. Now you want to be really careful when you're cooking your bacon not to eat it all. That's the biggest problem that we have when we cook bacon, is that we eat it all ahead of time. So if that's your issue, just make sure that you cook extra bacon if you want to eat it. Okay? And so we've got a couple more that we're going to do here. On 4th of July, we always have barbecues. We have a couple of smokers that my husband has, and he likes to smoke, and so he'll be smoking some ribs for us on 4th of July. And then I always make some homemade baked beans, which are delicious. Those also have bacon in them. And so I'll have to do a post on my baked beans recipe. They're in my cookbook. Okay, I'm just going to start with 4 of these right now, since that is all the room that I have. Actually, I can probably get these other 2 on here too. So we'll have some baked beans, we'll have some corn on the cob, Probably some homemade potato salad or macaroni salad. My husband is a huge macaroni salad and coleslaw fan. I did do a video last year on his coleslaw, and so you can find that on my previous videos. You can just go to my YouTube channel or here on my Facebook channel and find the coleslaw recipe video that I made for him last year. Okay, so this was 2 pounds of hamburger. It's a little bit, I have some extra, so these are probably each about, probably could have done 1.5 pounds here, so that means that each hamburger is going to be about 1/2 pound. Each one of these is probably about 1/4 pound. So we're almost done with this right here. I've got my griddles already preheating. I was going to do this outside on our grill, but it's going to try to rain outside. So I just decided to do them inside on some of my grill pans, which I've got some cast iron grill pans. All right, so these are done. So what we're going to do, let me wash my hands here. We are going to take some of our fillings. So I'm going to take, for each one of these, I'm just going to put them on one side. We're going to put a little bit of our fillings. So here are some of our feta cheese crumbles. Then I'm going to get some artichoke hearts here and put these on here. That's pretty yummy. Not everybody likes artichoke hearts, so you can skip this if you don't want them on there. And then we're going to get some sun-dried tomatoes here. These are delicious. They have dried ones too. We actually just like the wet ones. The ones that are in oil. They have a little bit more flavor, and then they're not all hard and dried out. I think I need another little piece on there. Okay. So there are these, and now, I might have gone a little too much. Now we're going to take the top one, and we're going to try to put this top one on here, and you want to press the edges to seal all those fillings in. So you can see they're pretty fat, and then I'm just going to shape them a little bit to make them nice and rounded, but they get nice and full with the filling there. And so I'm going to take this one and put it on my grill pan while I make the other two so that this one can get cooking. Wash my hands here again. We're going to head over here to my stove and get this started. I am going to dry my hands. Take some olive oil spray and spray in my grill pan here so that they don't stick. Let me turn it up just a little bit. I turned it down since I was struggling with time. Okay, so we're going to take one of these, and we are just going to put this on here, round it up a little bit again, and just put this on here and let that start cooking while we go and make our other two. So now we're going to take this next one. We're going to put this one with some bacon, as much bacon as you want. I know my cousin Brad loves bacon, and he's actually taken bacon, our burgers, and then he's wrapped them in bacon and then baked them. I don't think he could ever have enough bacon. So this one's just going to be bacon and cheddar. So I've got that there. Now we're going to take our top and cover it up here. You can stuff those burgers with anything that you like. You can stuff them with a little bit you can even put some barbecue sauce on them, some teriyaki sauce, whatever you happen to like on your burgers. Just go ahead and stuff them with it. Okay, so you just want to make sure they're nice and pinch closed. Okay, now we're going to take this one and we're going to put this one on the pan. Get that one cooking back there. And we'll do our last one, which are mushroom and Swiss burgers. Now I'll tell you about sauteing mushrooms. I sauteed these earlier in a little bit of butter. You always want to saute your mushrooms in a single layer on your pan, or else they'll never brown. So you've got some mushrooms, and this is some Swiss cheese here. I actually My husband actually really likes Jarlsberg cheese for his Swiss cheese. So that's the kind of Swiss that we use. And we just kind of grate it up. All right, and then we'll put the top patty back on there. And you can see how fat they are, so having them nice and thin is a good thing because they get really fat. You can make them bigger too, but then they're kind of hard to eat. But I think a lot of people like them. Nice and big and fat burgers. When I went to the grocery store the other day, I forgot to buy condiments for these. Forgot to buy lettuce and tomato. I borrowed a little bit of lettuce from my daughter next door, but she didn't have any tomatoes. So we just have lettuce to go on our burgers today. But then I'm also going to show you a great way to toast our buns. Okay, so this one is nice and flat. There's a little extra cheese on there. Okay, so that one's ready to go. We'll put this one on the griddle, let these cook. They take about 4 minutes on each side to cook. So while those are cooking, I'm going to wash my hands and then we're going to do some buns. I'll show you, let's see what it is, here's my towel. All right, so now what I have here to toast our buns, we'll come back over here. I went to the store earlier and I wanted to get some onion buns and couldn't find any, but I found these new buns. They're like everything buns, which I thought were great. They've got poppy seed, onions, sesame seeds, a little bit of everything. They even have stuff inside, so we'll see how they are. All right, so what we're going to do with these is I have some garlic butter right here. So I am going to brush these with this melted garlic butter. Who doesn't like butter, right? My husband does not like butter on his buns. I know. Alyssa is filming, and she just gave me this huge shocked face, like, who doesn't like butter on their buns? Brian doesn't like butter on his buns. So, but garlic butter just gives them a little bit of extra great flavor. So I just melted this garlic butter up that I made earlier. I actually keep some garlic butter in a tub. I'll put it on my garlic bread. I'll put it on my hamburger buns. You can do it on all kinds of stuff. I even like it on my hot dog buns sometimes. You can brush the insides of your hot dog buns with these. So now we're just going to take our buns over to my other griddle that I have here, that I have nice and hot. And I don't have anything on this. It's just a hot griddle. So these just have to go on here for a minute or two just to get some nice grill marks and get nice and toasty. They don't have to be very long. So we'll leave these on here for just a couple of minutes. And while those are toasting, we're going to go back over here and check our burgers. Let me check our first one. And you can cook them longer than 4 minutes on each side if you want. You can see they get nice and fat. So that one's going to be done first, and these other ones will be done later. And so I'll tell you a couple of things while we're waiting on this, on what I do for my baked beans, since I don't have my recipe on the website yet, but I'll put it on there. So for baked beans, you want to cook up some bacon. You want to cut up a bunch of bacon, cook it in your fry pan until there's a bunch of grease in your pan. Then you're going to chop up some fresh onions, some nice sweet onions. Vidalia onions are great. Add some chopped onions to your bacon and cook those all up until your onions are translucent and clear and your bacon gets nice and crispy. Then you're going to take those out of the pan and you're going to put them in a crock pot, and then you're going to add some cans of baked beans. I'll just show you what I buy. Just these, any kind of baked beans. Add some baked beans to your pan or to your crock pot, and then you're going to mix up some ketchup, mustard, brown sugar, and Worcestershire sauce. And then you're going to add that to your crock pot as well. And just let them simmer away on low for several hours. Or you can cook them. Let's see how it is doing. Oh, look at how pretty that looks. Nice toasted buns. And if you could smell the garlic here. Alyssa, can you smell the garlic?
It smells delicious.
Yeah, so we've got our buns. Nice and toasty. Just on our griddle here. Aren't those pretty?
Yep.
That garlic butter. That one's a little hot. Yeah, so there's our nice toasted garlicky buns. So we'll wait and finish these up here. They're still a little raw. You can see, I think some of the sun-dried tomatoes are kind of oozing out there, which is okay, not to worry. But you can kind of see how it's starting to cook through. And I know that a lot of people nowadays like to have their meat kind of medium to well done on your burgers. We still kind of like ours a little bit on a little bit more medium side, medium, not quite medium well. We like them a little underdone, but that's just us. You can always cook these to your own liking. All right, so let's see how these others are doing. Let's flip this other one. Okay, this one is our bacon cheddar, I believe. And then this is our mushroom Swiss.
Yes.
They're looking good. Okay, that one's kind of big.
That one's bigger than the other ones.
It is bigger than the other ones.
Do you have a bun
okay.
that big?
I don't have a bun that big, but it's okay if it overflows a little bit. You can put more condiments on here if you want. You can put some mayonnaise. You can put some garlic aioli on here. That's another great thing to add, especially to the mushroom and Swiss burgers. Add some garlic aioli, even the sun-dried tomato and feta cheese. That's a pretty good thing to do. I do have recipes for garlic aioli on my website that you can find on my recipes page. So we're just going to let these keep cooking. I think this one's getting pretty close to being done here. And so I'll flip that last one. And then we're going to go over. I'm going to grab this one and put it on our bun. I think it does have still some pink in the middle. So it just depends how you like it. One thing about doing these inside, they make a huge mess. You can see here on my stove. I'm going to have a lot to clean up later on today by doing these inside. I could have turned my vent on, but you wouldn't be able to hear me so well. Okay, so I'm going to pull this one off and put this one on one of our toasted buns here. And then we're going to come over here. You can also add any ketchup, mustard, mayo, anything that you want to add here, but the garlic butter should be enough. And then I'm just going to take some of our lettuce here that I borrowed from my daughter and put some of this on here. You can also actually add some more cheese if you'd like on top. And then add some more lettuce. And then there's this one. I'll cut into that here in a minute since the others aren't done. I'm not going to cut into those because they're not ready yet. And the nice thing about doing your hamburger on saran wrap, your cutting board is nice and clean. So I'll take this burger here. Let me get a plate. And I'll get a knife. And we'll cut into that burger. And we'll be able to see. I'll cut sideways here so you can see here. We're going to cut right into this and open it right up. And you can see, yep, that's done pretty, that's a good medium well. But you can see the little bits of the cheese and the artichoke heart and the sun-dried tomatoes. And that's one, oh, they're a little messy. That's one burger done. There was a piece just left sitting there, so can't just leave that. All right. So this burger's looking a little lonely. It needs a little bit more filling on there, but that's one. Let's go see how the others are doing. I'm actually going to get a bigger plate. And then I'll put all three on one plate. Okay, so here's our buns. We'll bring our buns back over. Okay, we'll get our bacon and cheddar burger off. That one's probably done. And if you want, you can just put some ketchup, mustard, mayo, anything that you might want on here for this burger here. So I'll cut this one up over here. All right, and you can see that melted cheddar cheese and that bacon in there, and you can smell the smoky bacon in there too. And look how juicy that is. Looks delish, right? All right, so there's one. Here's two. Let me see. Just arrange this so you can see all of them. There's one, there's two. Now let's go get our third one. That one should be done now. Okay. This one was a little thicker. It might need a little more time, but actually it's looking like it might be pretty close to being done. Okay, this is a big one. This is our mushroom Swiss burger.
Your overstuffed one?
Yeah, my hubby's favorite actually. He likes this one the best. And I know my cousin Brad likes the bacon cheddar one. All right, and so now here's our mushroom Swiss burger. We're going to cut this one right here. And let's see here. There you go. That meat is all done, and you can see the melted cheese and actually a little cook on maybe a couple more minutes. And the mushrooms in there, but it's nice and juicy. And so here are a few great ideas that you have for your 4th of July barbecue, for some stuffed burgers if you want to impress your company at your barbecue rather than just plain old hamburgers, which are still great, by the way. You can do something a little bit extra fancy and stuff your burgers. You can even have a burger bar, we like to call it, and you can have all the fixins and all ready, and everybody can go around once you have all the patties made and let everybody stuff their own burger. You just have to remember whose burger is whose when you put them on the grill, and then everybody can have their own version of stuffed burgers. And don't forget to butter your buns. They're delicious that way. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. I'll be back next week with another video. I forgot to even figure out what I was going to do next week, so I'll keep you posted on that. You can put some ideas in the comment section. Remember to like this video, share this video, and come back again. And don't forget to go to our website for the recipes and to purchase our cookbook, RockyMountainLodge.com. You can purchase this at the gift shop, and right now we have a half-off special. Thanks for attending, and thanks for being patient while we were having trouble with our Facebook Live video. And if anybody knows what happened to the Facebook Live post on an iPhone, let me know. I could use all your help, techie folks. See you next week, bye, guys.